What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, it's time to check in on an old favorite. Honestly, I've dumped probably about 30 hours in the last week or so into this game. I've been playing it a ton, alright? This is one of those games that the current beta branch that they just released is really, really good, and I think, in fact, the best version of the game that they've put out so far. A little title called Quasimorph. In this game, you are a mercenary company manager in space, in a dystopian world where a corporate hellscape has taken over the entire solar system and reduced it to such a state that demons are breaking through reality from the other side because, you know, the solar system is basically hell anyway, so they fit in right away here. I think today we're going to play the game for about an hour. This is kind of like a different thing. I'm just going to take it super chill today. I'm not really going to be doing a ton of qualitative commentary here because I already adore this game. I already think it's one of my favorite games on Steam at the moment, but we're just going to play games for like an hour. We'll shoot the shit for a little bit and see if we have a good time. So if after watching this you wanted to get Quasimorph for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. I think the game is well worth the money as it stands right now if you're into super hardcore, roguelike influenced RPGs, things like Caves of Cud that'll instantly obliterate you the second you open a door. It's that kind of game. This is a game for masochists, but I love games for masochists. Those tend to be the ones that I play the most. So welcome to Mercury. We are chilling in front of the sun right now. Actually taking a whole bunch of missions because the galaxy right now, I've made monsters, all right? So inside the confines of this universe, you can think about it this way. Everybody on this list of corporations right here is playing a grand strategy game, and they're all fighting each other on every single planet inside the solar system, from, you know, Mars to Earth, all the way out to further places like Callisto. Some of the planets are not in the game yet in the current build. I think they're on like 0.92 right now with their beta branch that you can opt into that has it has a new corporation, it's got new storyline missions, it's got like a ton of new gear, new armor sets, new weapons to play around with, but these factions right here are all playing a grand strategy game on a greater overworld map, and you are an operative that's helping tip the scales in their favor. You're the one that can do impossible things to make stuff happen. You're the guy that they spend victory points on. And the game does come with an enormous amount of customization, but for now, let's just dive on into a mission and see what we've got going for us, because, like, what do we have around here? We got a RealWare versus Planet Bridge that we could probably take care of. 5 skull mission? Yeah, dude. Sounds like the plan to me. Let's go ahead and kit out our guy. This is Percy Fawcett. He is the dude, the man of the hour. This is my best mercenary right here. He's got the most augmentations. He's got the most genome sequencing, all that kind of stuff. He is built for war, and as of right now, actually, I think I've got him kitted up appropriately. This game has loads and loads and loads of kit, by the way. All kinds of things for you to play around with, paying attention to your resistances, making sure that you've got all the moving parts in the right place. Right now, I'm rocking the Archbishop Sniper Rifle, which is a sniper rifle so dope that it can knock a hole in your engine block in New York City from behind the moon. And so this thing is an absolute machine that I've been carrying around with me for a little bit. I've also been like trying to modify it because this game gives you full control over all the stats of every single item inside of it, so long as you have the crafting materials in order to make like upgrades inside your science department. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Let me see what I'm gonna need in order to make this mission happen, and then we'll get moving. Alright, so my loadout for right now, we're wearing reasonably heavy armor at the moment. We're at 30 kilograms of weight, which I don't really care because I'm playing a sniper, which means I shouldn't be ducking fire anyways. The heavier you are, the more calories you eat up, and then on top of that, the heavier you are, the less you dodge. But I'm pretty tanky as it stands. I'm basically a space marine with a sniper rifle that can hit you from a million tiles away, so I'm not too worried about it. We've got extra ammo, we've got some MREs to make sure we got food to eat while we're deployed down here because we are a clone. That means that our metabolism is like a zillion times higher than a normal human being because we have a Deadpool thing going on where we can heal from like being completely and totally shredded like a stump all the way back up to full health in just a couple of turns. Something that no one else in this game can really do. I've got alcohol down here because when demons like to intervene in my missions, and alcohol makes demons go away. It's also going to help if we get a little bit irradiated. I don't know if we're going to have radiation problems on this mission, but I've also got a gunsmith kit over here just in case I got to fix up my rifle, which is virtually guaranteed with a mission this long. And then I've got myself some batteries over here in case I need to charge up any consoles or make anything happen. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to destroy the communications equipment of the Planet Bridge Corporation here on Mercury. Let's get her done. Deployment time. So off and away we go. We've landed on the first floor of the facility. We time to have a little look around and see what's waiting for us. Things you need to be aware of inside the UI if somehow you've never seen this game or never played this game. I feel like if you've been hanging out on the channel for a long time, you definitely should have seen this game because I play it basically twice a year for the channel here trying to promote it because I think it's one of those great projects in a world full of Vampire Survivors knockoffs, crappy card games, and platformers. This is one of those games where it's like a passion project that really stands out. But for right now on the UI, all of our gun readouts are up here at the top. We've got a number of different operational things we can do over here in the top right. We've got everything inside of our rig, which is our little chest-mounted veteran loading vest right here, our plate carrier. I can actually access these instantaneously, and they count as inventory slots. We've got our HP down here. We've got our satiety right there, and of course, we can break this open on this side to take a look at the status of all of our body parts, where our pain is at, where our metabolism is at. Oxygen not implemented yet, so like don't worry about oxygen just yet, but I'm guessing they're going to have anoxic environments at some point that you're going to have to go into with like a spacesuit on and whatnot to get the mission done. We have contact south of us. This right here is the speed at which my character is moving. You have 3 primary movement types. You've got yourself sneaking, which is what I'm doing right now. Sneaking is very useful because as you get to higher difficulties, you're going to want to know what's behind doors, and you see that ping right there? In sneaking mode, I'm listening with my contacts or whatever, and I can hear what's going on around me. You can't do that in any other movement mode, and since in any tactical operation, the most dangerous part is like clearing a room, the same thing stands with this game. Every single door is basically a fatal funnel, so knowing what's on the other side of it is going to be really important. Now, on his turn, he cracked the door open, so I'm going to boost myself up into walk mode. Walk mode is going to make it so that I get 2 AP per turn. This is a turn-based game at the end of the day, but like Jupiter Hell, I think it's one of the more fast-paced turn-based games. I'm going to try to light him up real quick. He is not dead, and that is real unfortunate. My man just ate like a 5,000 caliber sniper rifle round straight to the chest without caring at all. Let's see if anybody else decides to filter on in. The good news, oh, yep, I got shot. Generally, in combat, you're trying not to get shot. That would be what you're going for. That guy had a flamethrower, so it's really good that we got him. Flamethrowers in this game, absolutely devastating. It doesn't matter how equipped you are. It doesn't matter how dope you are. A flamethrower is always going to put a pretty considerable damper on any kind of joy that you might feel while mass murdering an entire space station. Really what I like about this game is that it's old school. Did he just throw a grenade in here? I think he just threw a grenade in here. That's not good. I don't see where it is either. Where did he throw it? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to kill them both with one shot. I'm going to step back this way. It was a firebomb. And it is spreading, which is real unfortunate because that's forcing me into this room right here. I am not a short-range character, and so being forced into this room right here, if the fire spreads, is going to be real bad for me. And now I forgot what I was talking about and all the hubbub of grenades being thrown at my head. Tends to happen. I don't know. I feel like I've never had a grenade thrown at my head before in real life. But I feel like if there was one thing that would inspire you to duck, it would be a grenade. And so anyways, now that tricky... Oh, it wasn't a flamethrower, it was an industrial nail gun. My man's going Quake out here. Okay, the other thing you need to be aware of is the Quasimorphosis phase. So this is how close Hell is to breaking through the veil to this side of reality and taking over the space station. If this maxes out at a point value of 1,000, you have to fight a Lord of Hell, which with my current loadout is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. In general, when fighting Lords of Hell, you don't want to have single-shot weapons. You want to have things like miniguns that dump 600 RPMs into them and just fill them full of holes. But really, this game is a war crime simulator. It goes back to actually what it reminds me of is old Bullfrog games like Syndicate. This is a game that's tremendously in-depth, and there's just an absurd amount of gear and an absurd amount of stats and just an unseen, like, of all the RPGs out there, this is more than likely the most customizable one because every single gun you see in the game, every single piece of armor, we can give that to to our engineering department, and our engineering department can level this stuff up so that we're creating better versions of, say, this legend armor than anyone else in the galaxy is capable of producing. I can tailor and tune every single stat when I get out of this mission on this armor if I want to, and there's really not a ceiling on it. Like, technically, you can only put like 30 or 40 upgrades into any piece of gear, but the sheer amount of crafting materials it's going to take you to do that, you're probably never going to get 40 upgrades onto one piece of equipment. And so anyways, I'm in the process right now of gathering. I'm finally at the point where I'm stable enough and I'm not dying instantaneously enough. Oh yeah, we've got Mercurian demons on this planet. I forgot about that. Mercurian demons? Kind of a little bit of a headache. What do you have? What is that? I want you to be dead. You're holding something two-handed and scary, and I don't know what it is. It's bright yellow, and honestly, I start to panic whenever I see anything bright yellow in this game, because that tends to be the special weapons that really screw up your day. Things like cutters. There are a series of weapons in this game where they throw discs, like razor nano discs that can cut off your limbs, and then you gotta like sew your limbs back on if you can even manage that. Depends if they have medical facilities on board. Oh, we got a robot duking it out with a demon over there. Let's see who wins. Robot versus demon fight. Ooh, and the robot clinches the win. BattleBot's got nothing on this man right here. Okay, let's get him down real quick, though. You can get those robots as followers, if that's the kind of thing that makes you happy, by the way. Ooh, an Enigma M2. That's the Tier 2 version of the Enigma. I'm going to take that just in case I need it as like a holdout weapon. This right here is a particle accelerator, so it's basically an EM gun, a Gauss gun. It's very, very fragile, but it doesn't need ammo. You can pick up like anything and stick it in there. So the game conceptualizes that as the gun just having infinite ammo. Well, he had one too. Okay, we got to be careful inside of here. Ooh, military units. I need those. So while we are raiding this facility, attempting to destroy this communications equipment, we are free to loot as much as we want. This is an enemy corporation's... Ow, you shot me. I've got a protuberance. How dare you? I gotta fix my gun real fast. Let's go ahead and fix my firearm real quick. There we go, we're back up to full durability. And we're gonna carry on down this way and just kind of see what we've got going on. If you see anything up in the top that's red, that's bad. That's a wound that needs to be taken care of on my body, or some kind of addiction. Yes, you can be a heroin-addicted space mercenary wielding dual miniguns. Okay, you can't wield dual miniguns, but you can have a minigun in both of your weapon slots so that you don't have to reload and just swap freely between your guns. But anyways, yes, you can be a heroin-addled junkie all throughout space right now while gunning people down for profit. Entirely up to you whether or not you want to imbibe in all kinds of illicit substances while committing space genocide. It's up to you. It's really your call. Is that the kind of mercenary? Oh! Okay. So this room, we're just going to go ahead and close that door. Because there's two minigun turrets on the other side of that door. Make no mistake, if I was not a walking Space Marine Ceramite encased tank, that room would have just killed me right there. I would have been very, very, very catastrophically dead. If there's a grenade around here, I might be able to do something with that, but I didn't bring one with me. We're also getting hungry, so it's time for me to eat about 1,000,000 tons of food. Our character has a very healthy appetite. I'll probably slam down 2 bottles of whiskey in one go, too. And look at that, I didn't get addicted to whiskey. You can get addicted to whiskey in this game. It gets healed off when you get out of the mission because we've got all kinds of, like, Gene Forge equipment that allows us to heal our units from things they probably shouldn't be able to heal out of. Dude, I could make a robot army. Dare I? And by the way, the guy that had the giant yellow weapon that I pointed out earlier, yeah, it's an underslung lightning minigun. So my man over here has a thunderstorm shock discharger. This guy right here is real bad news because it's really hard to get shock resistance in this game. It's one of those resistances that's very, very difficult to stack up. Alright, I broke down every single piece of armor on this floor so far of everybody that we've murdered, and I should have enough to get myself a robot army going because there's a manufactory over here inside this area. And so we're going to take this right here. We're going to craft one of these bad boys, and then it's going to get real annoying. Is there anything inside this room? I don't want to get minigunned again. Ooh, an Eye of Korok. That'll be helpful. There are demon items in this game. Just like human beings and corporations, every single demon army in this game. That's right, there's multiple demon armies. There's Venusian demons, there's lunar demons, there's Mercurian demons. They all have their own gear and kit and stuff that they use too when invading our realm, and you can't equip that stuff. If you want to look like an unholy bloodbath psycho running throughout the land, I'm going to grab that right there because I don't really need this many bullets because I'm on a sniper rifle diet right now, which actually means I'm pretty efficient when it comes to shooting guns. Another Eye of Karok and an item chip. I kind of want it. Combine those. There we go. This is a feature that I've wanted in Escape from Tarkov for like probably 5 years. If you have 2 Saliwas and they're both at half durability, why can't you just combine the 2 Saliwas? This game does that. That's simple. You see how quickly they implemented that, BSG? You see that right there? How they just added that on in because they like making my life happier. You should do that, Nikita. You should do that. But anyways, it looks like we've made our way off of the first floor. So let's dive down to the second floor. Only 2 more floors to go on this one of just mass slaughter and mayhem. But I'm going to unleash my robot army first. Robot number 1. Robot number 2. Oh, look at that one. He's got a little jackhammer that he can use on the enemy. Cool. Let's grab, I don't think, well, yeah, I'll repair the lightning gun. Oh, wow, the lightning gun's got a lot of durability. Wow. I kind of want to shoot something with it, but it's risky. Like, anything that doesn't instantaneously one-tap the enemy in this game is always going to be a liability. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was pretty satisfying. I enjoyed that. Let's pull back away from the door, though, in case reinforcements arrive. So there's a guy across the hall. There's a guy coming down the hall. We sort of got to wait for a patrol to get here so that we have like a good jumping moment. There we go. I'll put a round on him, and now my robots should engage. Oh, my robots got dookied on. My robots, okay. To be fair, let's be fair to our robot overlords right here. The time of their revolution was now, but unfortunately, those were just industrial robots. They're not really built for combat, and so if they had been military-grade robots, that's when you would have seen the real thunder drop on the enemy. I'm going to use an Eye of Karok real fast to figure out where the hell I'm going. So there's our floor right there. We don't really have an objective right now on any of these other floors except for, like, loot and get rich. All right, took a second to go back to the first floor and offload all of my gear onto the shuttle. That way I'm a little bit lighter and more lithe and can move a little bit better. You, sir, are not dying at the rate that I would like you to die at. There's also someone right there with a giant gun, and I don't want to get shot with that giant gun. I mean, if you can hit him, try to hit him. Everything is fully destructible in this game, by the way. All walls, all doors, everything can be blown up and destroyed. I've been hit by a stray. Unfortunate. What are these guys doing back over here? Oh, the demon won. Okay. Well, let's gun him down real fast. Be careful about stepping on those green tiles right there. That's acid. It will burn you. We've got an infection spreading from a piercing wound in our chest. I'm just going to take a sorbent real fast. I don't know what a sorbent is in real life. I'm assuming that it's like charcoal pills because it gets rid of poison, gets rid of drunkenness. Oh boy, we've got ourselves a big old batch of contact over here. They've destroyed this entire wall. As I was saying, the environment is destructible. So, if I went into, say, this room right here, well, that's not a good room for the example. If I went into this room and there was like 2 turrets down here, but I needed to get to this room to get to the elevator, you can just shoot your way through the wall. It's going to get expensive in terms of ammunition, but you can do it. Oof. Okay. He gave me the blappers most foul. What's going on right now? I've got a fracture. That's a little annoying because I don't have the stuff on me to get rid of a fracture right now. Actually, I do. I will stabilize my fracture with the Dr. Jones kit. Seriously, bro? While I'm reloading my sniper rifle? Some things are sacred, all right? I'm trying to reload this gun. I'm talking to it tenderly, and you're making my life difficult. The demon level's kind of advancing right now. That's going to be sort of a mixed bag for us. So if the demon level gets really, really high, the upshot of that is it means the demons will clear the level for me. They will kill off all the humans here because they spawn all over the map. However, it also means that at some point I'm going to have to deal with the demons, which can be a little bit of a headache. Yeah, you better kill some demons, bro. You better get them. My man's drunk as hell, shooting guns at demons and shouting, "Yee-hoo!" Grab that welding machine. Those are actually really difficult to source and get your hands on. So the more of them I have, the happier I'll be. Restock up on ammo. What else we got going on here? He's got like backpacks and armor. Defibrillator, a little defibrinator action right there. Defibrillators have a ton of value when you go to sell them inside of stations. Trading in this game, probably this game's biggest weakness. I feel like the entire trade system needs to be completely overhauled. Like, they keep adding new things to it to make it, like, slightly more tolerable, but at the end of the day, in the year of our Lord 2025, we can get everything inside of 12 hours from websites. I feel like 200 years in the future, they're going to have that whole thing down to, like, a fine art. And so I sort of wish they would implement kind of like, listen, man. Guy shot me, Mal. Shot, what the hell is that thing? A cargo drone? Yeah, don't like that at all. Get that thing out of my face. Who else is down here? Man, even the cargo drones around here are hostile. We got a little bit more food over there, which is good. If I could find some more liquor, I don't want to slam a whole bunch of heroin in order to make the demon level go away, but I will do what I must to get this mission across the goal lines. By any means necessary, we are the Special Forces. Sitting there zonked out of my head, nodding off. Commander's like, so, Higgins, what's going on with you? Not too much, sir, just chasing the dragon. Getting the mission done, locking down the AO. Kill him off real quick. Oh my god. So many cargo drones down here. I'm actually legitimately scared for my safety right now. Oh, he lived. You're not supposed to live when I shoot you with this rifle, bro. Oh, my gun's almost broken, too. There we go. Fix that thing up. Early on in the game, you kind of just have to pick up guns and drop them as you use them because you don't have access to repair kits yet. Or at least you can craft repair kits from the beginning of the game. Jesus, what was that? The hell did you just shoot me with? He must have mag dumped me with a nail gun because I don't see anything else incriminating on his corpse. Weird. Okay, let's eat some food real fast. I do need to get the Quasimorphosis level down. Are there any medical-looking facilities around here? Nothing to loot inside that one. Nothing really to loot down inside of there. Sir, please don't rock up on me with a sniper rifle. Listen, dick. A deep wound. All right, well, let's bandage that up. You wounded my thigh. You almost hit my femoral artery, bro. Okay, I don't know how many of these morons are down here, but I'm guessing there's a lot more than expected. Ow! Crappy little robot, get out of here. Is there more bad guys down here? God, I'm beat to hell. Good thing is, though, I got a med kit, and a med kit heals all wounds simultaneously. I would like you to be dead, though. Oh, these demons are getting out of control, brother. If you need to move onto a tile that's already occupied by a point of interest, hold down control. That's how you force move. Whether it be dangerous tiles or dead bodies. Dude, I don't even know how many people I've killed here. Good God, you'd think they'd give us a kill count or something. All right, I am going to creep very, very carefully back down to the south. I'm going to grab this food and combine it in my stack. Check all these guys for liquor or drugs that'll help me get the demons to go away. Eye of Karok. That'll be super helpful on the next floor. Move down to here. Unfortunately, ooh, AI module. If I survive this, that'll be helpful. No guarantees on survival just yet, though. So, like, I was kind of hoping there'd be a medical bed around here so that when I slam all these drugs, I can cure my drug addiction. If we get drug addiction, but down to the 3rd floor. We're 50% of the way there. Love these long missions, dude. These long haul missions take so much more prep and just so much more like scavenging and careful play than the rest of them. I will eat the noodles right now because it's always a good time for some spicy nudes. I'll take that right there. I'll slam that right there. We just did a lot of morphine and will suffer no consequences for it with regards to our drug addiction. Combat robot, oh, what was that? Doesn't matter, my bullet went through all of them and killed them. You better run, Murky, run, faster than my gun. That demon's gonna go in there and hopefully polish off the rest of these dorks. Ah, okay. And that's how fast it ends. To be fair, that was kind of my fault. One of the modus operandi of this game is that you should open a door and then step diagonals away from it to bait things through. But I was starting to feel myself because I just finished the mass slaughter of like 900 men. So, you know, yeah, I was a little chuffed up on my own juice right there. A little chuffed up on my own juice, but that's the way that she goes. You're going to die a lot in this game. You should just accept that. The cool thing about having clones is that they're completely and totally replaceable. Like, it doesn't even matter. You can just get a new one. They're not even human beings. In fact, when they die, they completely and totally forget about all the war crimes that you've been orchestrating all over the galaxy, and thus you've eliminated a witness. So this time around, let's re-kit back up here. I'm going to take a little gun called the Agony MAF because I think it's a great gun. And then I'm going to throw on a Buffalo backpack because this game really, really, really likes to deprive you of inventory space, and I like having inventory space. From there, I'm going to show you how I kit out in case you decide to get this game, or maybe you already have this game, but you're bad at it. I'm going to help you be better. So really what you want to look at with this game is you want to make sure the most damage sources that you're going to take inside of this title are going to be blunt, they're going to be pierce, and they're going to be cut. And they're going to be beam. So these first three and this fourth one over here. These four in the middle, you should definitely protect versus it if you can manage to squeeze it into your loadout, but less important. It also depends what corporation you're going up against. So if you're going up against like Sunlight Coven, for example, you're going to want to have a lot of beam resist and you're going to want to have a lot of fire resist, but also a moderate amount of all the other resists because there will be guys with normal guns mixed in with the rest of their troopers. But really, the way that I like to look at this is I like to start out with a chest piece. So that chest piece right there, the Cerberus, all around really, really, really good. We're already up to 60% damage resistance in one category, two categories actually, which means that we just need to fill in these other ones. Now with the Cerberus, I need a little bit of fire resist, so I'm going to put on the Clobber Boots right there. I will probably go, yeah, the Clobber Boots got us covered. Let's get a tiny bit more beam resist maybe? What's our piercing resist at? I guess I could wear the Tepiodiotls. Say that 8 times fast. Tepiodiotls actually might not be a bad idea right here because that's going to give us a little grip of poison resist too. Just in case somebody catches us with a poison sprayer or a chemical thrower. That might be kind of nice. Basically, you want to have all of the... Don't worry about Frost. Like, Frost is the one that I completely and totally ignore. Unless I'm going up against demons, because demons, every damage type in this game has subclasses. So you have fire damage, you have plasma damage, and you have entropy damage. Those are all sorted into fire resist. You do get entropy resist out of some of the elemental stuff over here, but I don't really worry about it too much. Like, for example, blunt damage is divided into blunt and explosive. This right here is pierce and explosive, so you've actually got to stack up these two stats together in order to get your explosive resistance up. I think cut also helps with plasma, but now we just need a helmet, and I feel like our weakest point right now is probably piercing resist, so I'm just going to go with something that gives me a lot of pierce resist. That way we're up to like 72. Now when it comes to the customizations of your characters, you get to pick between a number of different classes that you can unlock inside of here. All these different classes are made up of 6 perks and the inherent perk that your character gets just by being who he is. So Percy Fawcett, I like him because he starts out with 12 resist, which already gets you to like 15% damage resistance while he's bucket naked. That makes Percy my personal favorite character out of all the characters. It doesn't even really compete. But there's characters who specialize in pistols and get a ton more accuracy with pistols. There's characters that have bottomless stomachs that never get hungry. There's characters whose weapons take way longer to break. There's characters that can move faster. There's characters that can do all kinds of stuff that have longer sight lines. Very, very customizable. And the nice thing is, with all these characters, let's go through some of the stuff we can do on the spacecraft now that I've catastrophically failed in my 5-star mission. These are all facilities inside of my ship. So for example, I can produce most of the items in the game if you find the item licenses right here in my Manufactorum. Over on this side, we've got genome modification, so you can come in and on any of your mercenaries, you can tailor every single one of their stats. You can swap out their perk if you want, if you don't like their perk. So with Percy right here, I've raised his accuracy a couple of times, and I've raised his sight range a couple of times because I've been playing him like a sniper. But you can raise his pain thresholds. Everything here is customizable. That's the important thing to keep in mind. You can also train these characters, so if I wanted to, I could slam Percy into training and level up some of his perks, because the perks that comprise the Personator right here, they level up through different triggers, and they do different things for you. The Scouts of Hades are really good at ranged combat. The Eclipse Blades are pretty good at melee combat. Tifton's Elite are all about holding your ground, so they're really good with turrets, and they're really good fighting from cover and basically turtling. That's pretty much what they do. The Tunnel Rats are all about looting and shotguns. The Phoenix Brigade, as you might have guessed, are all about fire, flamethrowers, plasma launchers, that kind of stuff. Spaceborne Ghosts, they're all about being, I think, sneaky? Yeah, they're all about being sneaky for the most part. Very dodgy, very sneaky, and they get bonus damage when attacking from stealth. The Angels of Spades, I don't know that I've ever made an Angel of Spades, so I'm not really too sure what they do. It looks like, actually, they are kind of sniper pilled, actually, to me. Terror Pack over here. The Terror Pack is all about being a berserker and beating people to death with melee weapons and summoning demons. That's pretty much it, is they like benefit whenever demons are breaking through the veil. Like, they seem to get all kinds of bonuses for maxing out all of the demons. And then the Valkyria squad, these guys are actually kind of just like standardized infantry. They've got like a little bit of everything going on for them. From there, if it turns out that you hate all of the classes, guess what? You can customize all the classes, and you can swap out all the perks however you want to swap them out. That's also a very nice piece. And then, of course, any gun that I can manufacture and have a license to manufacture, I can also modify. Every single stat on the gun, I can take upwards. So if I want my guns to hit really hard, I can raise the damage up so that I just like one-shot everything. But it does cost you. You've got to find all this stuff before you'd be able to do all these upgrades. But guns, your guns can get ridiculously powerful. And in fact, you probably should. And of course, they've got the same thing for my armor over there that I can do. Let's give, since this guy just got all of his stats wiped, we're going to give this version of Percy like 10.0, because I've lost a lot of Percys over the course of my excursions into mercenary work. I've lost a lot of Percys, and so let's give this guy a little bit of a warm-up. That way, oop, I didn't mean to disassemble that. That was an accident. Oopsies. Good thing I got another one. This used to be called explosive rounds right here. I liked them better when they were called explosive rounds. They changed their name in this patch to hollow points, which to me doesn't make sense because hollow points don't penetrate armor, but they do in this game. These bullets right here, real home wreckers. These are real tearjerker bullets right here. We've got bursting ammo as well, which is like the new explosive ammo, but it's got such a giant damage malice on it that I haven't been running it too much. We'll get him all kitted up. I'm going to need a lot of ammo to make this thing happen. Probably going to need a lot of food. Probably should peel off a repair kit as well. Nope, do not. I don't know why. My fingers today just really want to disassemble my own gear, and I don't know why. We'll get some sorbents for infections, some bandages, just to make sure we don't end up with any headaches. Don't think we need cigarettes or anything right now, though. But what I am lacking are med kits at the moment. I need to get some more med kits. Let me go fire those off real quick. All right, med kits have been printed from the 3D printer. And since this is a demon mission, we probably want to have some ways to get rid of demons. Do I have any Barafinil in here to help me with cigarette addiction? I do. I do have a Barafinil. Nice. Well, I'll take a Barafinil with me, too. We're rolling in a little bit lighter than last mission. Unload this bad boy because he's got just normal PST rounds in him. And we'll go over to here, those steel cores. We're going up against demons right now, so this mission's probably going to be a little bit more hectic. We're trying to steal one of their relics out of here. Let's see if we can find it real quick, but this should be considerably more chill than the last mission because it's just a 1-star. I'm only taking this so that he can level up his stats real quick because everything you do in this game levels up your character, and so he needs to stretch his legs first before, hey, there we go. That right there, it's a muscle supplement gene-modifying pill that allows you to level up one of your perks. And so that's nice to pick up nice and early. I am now more hardened than I was before. Oh yeah, just rolling hard through an enemy facility fighting demons. Die. 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 I gave you an order. Die. Thank you. I don't really want to pick up any of their stuff because I don't care about it. Actually, are my pants beat up? My pants are pretty shredded. I could use some Quasi-Bronze. You got any Quasi-Bronze for me? There we go. Fix them pantalones real quick. Didn't give me a Quasi-Bronze on that one. We did get a Ganix fabric though. A Ganix fabric is basically it's essentially a super bandage that heals everything and makes you regenerate. The downside being, did I go the wrong direction? No, there's doors down here. I might just go to a loading dock though. It's kind of oh. What are you doing here? Oh, what's up, boys? Ow! He exploded on me. I'm liking these reload times on this SMG, though. That's nice. Every demon I kill is making the incursion worse, so... There we go. Just knock them down as they come. Big old spider monster over here. We're gonna have to put it into overclocked mode. There we go. Got him. Like I said, we're going to need a lot of ammo to make this thing work. Did he drop anything? Demons in general? I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know if I want to step in it or not. It looks like it's just a bug. This is the beta branch after all. There are quite a few bugs in the beta branch if you decide to opt into it. But the good news is I've reported a bunch of them, and the developers respond almost instantly on the forums when you report any bug, and so... They are working on it. We just need to find the door and get out of here in all fairness before I have to chain smoke cigarettes all day. I will eat some caviar. Why not? Caviar in the middle of an anti-demon mission. Break that door down, and there is our elevator. Good. Elevator is what I need. Let's get down here. Let's finish this thing off and steal their artifact, and then we'll see if we can track down another mission somewhere else in the solar system. Yeah, it's definitely a bug. The downside is, it's a very, very visually intrusive bug. Oh, look at that. We've got some morphine. Yay. Are there any enemies around? Duct tape. I could use that. Fix up my gun real fast. Get the old gat all nice and duct taped up. There's the Igvolite that we need, so I'll take that. That's our mission objective completed. The downside here is that sometimes the entire map likes to rush you after you pick up the objective. Oh, look at that. We found a recreational sex robot. Yay. Yes, you can have an army of sex robots that accompany you on your missions to destroy your enemies with the cleansing power of Snoo Snoo. Somebody's getting beat to death up here. Ow. I'm going to put her into sprint mode. And we're just going to run the hell away for a second. I need to get a gap. I can't open a door, though, while I'm sprinting. Is he dead? Good. I need as many demons dead as possible. Are there more of them? Oh, there's a big one back there. It's okay. The room sweeper takes no prisoners. Gotta fix my gun real fast because it is falling apart on me. That's really the downside to the Agony AF, is that, unfortunately, it's quite fragile and breaks easily. Any more demons around here? Normally I don't take demon missions because the loot sucks, and it's basically you just expending ammunition for nothing. I feel like the demons need to have like a 300% modifier on loot for their buildings or whatever, for like their facilities. I don't know, dude. I find that the demons are almost never profitable to fight against. It's almost always a losing proposition. However, in the interest of keeping the demons contained, you will have to fight them at some point, just because they can take over the galaxy very, very easily. And I promise you, a galaxy that's being run by the forces of hell is not a galaxy that you want to inhabit. It's going to be fairly miserable. My last run, I'm on my third playthrough right now. If you're wondering how addicted to this game I am, I'm on my third playthrough right now, where I've gone through and basically run to endgame. And so, fighting the demons, not always the greatest of ideas. I don't want to mess with Grasshopper Technologies because I'm kind of trying to be friends with them. The demons like to snowball really, really, really hard. I've been favoring Tianming because they're the new corporation and I wanted to see all their new gear this run through. just because we're almost at power armor, almost with them. This is a list of all the things that this corporation can give you as quest rewards, basically, when you complete their mission, along with the percentile chances that you'll draw that thing. Basically, everything in this game has a Warhammer 40k style point value assigned to it, and when you take a mission like this one right here, it'll tell you the reward is you see where it says reward? It says 3,091 points worth of stuff from their corporate roster, basically. And I think usually it tries to draw from the more expensive stuff first and then fills in the gap with cheaper stuff. But Mercury, it's getting kind of hot over here, and I don't know, dude. I've gotten some weird moles ever since we arrived on Mercury. I feel like a number of strange moles have emerged from my body, and so I would like to not be near the sun anymore. In the meantime, while we're on our way over there, I would like to set up some manufacturing real quick. Make me 5 more archbishops, a bunch of bandages, a bunch of sorbents, because I think I'm running low on them. Probably another batch of splints. I would like to spit out, if I can, I just modified this armor right here to be better than it should be. And I don't know how many of them I can make, but spit out a couple of those for me so that I've got them waiting in the wings in case the unthinkable happens and I murder yet another clone. I think I'm getting low on rifle ammunition as well. Every playthrough of this game is a little bit different because you never know what blueprints you're going to unlock and in what order. And so right now on this playthrough, I have not unlocked any good ammos, which is really the headache that I have to deal with. If I could just unlock armor-piercing rounds for rifles, I would be in amazing shape. And yet I just can't seem to find that chip anywhere. I've unlocked probably 50 or 60 chips and still haven't gotten armor-piercing ammo. Last run, I got armor-piercing and explosive ammo, like in my first mission. It was pretty incredible. We've got a solid mission right here. 5-star control against Church of Revelation. I think that'll probably work. I think we can probably pull that off. So let's give that a go. We do have demons to contend with on this planet, so I will keep all my anti-demon stuff on me. But if we printed off those archbishops, one thing I like about the archbishop is that it's really good at killing people. But it does so on a budget. Like, sniper rifles in this game are so damn efficient as far as profit goes, because it's usually one shot, one kill. They conserve ammo like crazy. They don't break down that quickly compared to a lot of the other guns. Shotguns have the same thing going for them, where they're really, really efficient, and so you tend to run them a lot. I've got this cool shotgun over here. Did I lose that shotgun? Where's that shotgun at? I got a cool shotgun a little bit ago. There it is, the AAD Barracuda. I haven't run it yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll run the Barracuda just so we have, like, I've never run this gun before, and I kind of want to give it a try. Like, it looks like it does 35 to 70 damage, which is okay, especially considering it can double fire, so it's got a switch selector on it, so it can fire once or it can go boom and fire twice. And so I kind of like that idea. Do I have any shotgun shells rattling around inside of here? I could have a lot of fun and go for the Frag 12 explosive ammunition. Let's do that. Let's run the Frag 12s. I don't run those very often. It says that they do 70% less damage than other bullets, but I'm curious to see how they perform in actuality. Control missions, that just means we're going to be holding a point for as long as humanly possible, so the enemy's going to come to us, and so we should be able to funnel them pretty well. I'm not really too worried about losing any of the gear that I have on me right now, so let's send it. Alright, so on this map, we've got two big stacks of cargo that we've got to defend. We're not going to have any op for until we make it to the first objective spot, so feel free to go through these facilities and loot everything that isn't nailed down before starting the objective if you want. Oh, there's no demons here. I thought there was demons on Venus. Some planets do not have demon spawns. For whatever reason, this facility right here does not have demon spawns. I will take the hydrogel bandage just in case, because I think the faction that we're up against likes to use energy weapons, and so there's a solid chance I might get a serious burn, and burns are kind of difficult to get off of your character. Let's just kind of look around and see what goodies are around here. This is going to be a tough one because we could potentially be attacked from either direction when we open up this objective. I'm not in love with it. It means I got to look over my shoulder a lot. It also puts us into very close contact with the enemy on both sides, which I'm not a fan of either. I'd rather be down like a long hallway. Light them up. What does that do? Woo! Oh, hell yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Let's go. Another one bites the dust. Get a cheeky reload off. I'm going to guess that I do not want one of those shells detonating anywhere near me. I'm just going to set up over here, dude. I don't like this corner that they've got me on. It's like really easy to close that gap. Zap him because he's got a gun. These little guys right here are basically corporate slaves. So the Church of Revelation, I think that's who we're up against right now. One of the weird religious factions. They put a headband thing on you. You can see it on this guy right here. That basically converts you into a mindless slave that does the church's bidding. There are no good guys in this game is really the thing that you should be aware of. Everybody is equally awful. Like even the air quotes good guys, civil resistance, they're a terrorist organization that's trying to restore nation states and get rid of the corporatocracy. Even they are really, really, really bad people that say they're doing it for the commonplace proletariat, but they're not actually. They're doing it for their own whims and gains. I need to break down. So this right here, PCBs, they don't come from a lot of things. They come from these helmets right here. And so anytime I fight these guys, I really try to break down all the helmets and give myself a solid stack of like 10 or 15 PCBs. There's no demons on this planet, so we can practice cannibalism. Hell yeah. That severed arm that you saw in that guy's inventory right there, that's his actual arm. If you deal too much damage to somebody's limb in this game, their arm gets blown off. And then you can chop it up with a knife, and you can eat it for dinner. However, cannibalizing people does cause demons to break through the veil much more quickly, so like be careful about that. It might get you into trouble as time goes along. First hold wasn't, I mean, that was a really tricky spot to hold at. So, I'm glad that we got through it. I don't know why that bug's persisting. It'll probably go away when I reset the game. Unfortunately, I can't reset mid-mission. Well, maybe I can. There we go. Reset the game and got the bug to go away so that we're not looking at, like, crackling lightning everywhere every time we try to do anything. Where is my next objective? Just straight to the west? Oh, it's inside this room over here, huh? Okay, anytime you see a red barrel in a hallway, yes, these do explode, but if you take the gasoline out of them, they no longer explode. So, if you've got to make a hold inside of a very precarious hallway, I highly recommend you remove all of the, you can do it with poison canisters too, just take the stuff out of them and throw it on the floor real fast. That way, the amount of clones I've lost to fighting, like, right here, a bullet goes past me, hits that, blows me forward. It's one of those noob mistakes that insta-kills you that you've just got to kind of learn to deal with, in all fairness. We're going to hold right here. Oh, boy, they came on kind of strong, huh, boys? What do you have? You have something, and it looks dangerous. You have a large, dangerous-looking weapon that I don't want anywhere near my face holes. Ow, plasma thrower! Well, this is a tricky situation, isn't it? So what I would do here, this is a tricky play. I would swap us into sprint mode. Go here. Go here, blast that guy, stay in sprint mode, get as far away from the plasma thrower as I possibly can. Alright, plasma thrower guy, you're becoming rapidly a headache. I'm gonna need to, let's go back to normal mode. We will pop a med kit, and we got to get away from the flames. The good news is he smoked out this entire hallway, so all of his units are going to die when they try to cross that hallway. That was one of those moments where you got to really think about what your next move is, because that right there was death. You haven't played this game a ton, or maybe you have, and if you have played this game a ton, you will learn to recognize situations in which you might catastrophically die. We've got lapping flames like everywhere, and until they disperse, I do not feel safe. Reload the shotgun real quick. They're too close on me to use explosives. Okay. I'm going to try to get a reload off right here. Keep looking behind me, too, just to make sure nothing's spawning behind me. Let me just zoom out. There we go. That'll work better. Will I? All the little units, they talk trash. Different corporations say different stuff, too. And this game is chock full of little details, like if you kill too many units on a tile, they will become a giant mass grave, basically, that you can loot later on. This is too close. I don't want to be this close to engagement. Luckily, they're more focused on me than they are on the objective right now, and that's going to be our mission. There you go. Call in the capsule. I can call in a breaching capsule that'll carry out loot for me, too. I can also hike stuff back to the ship if I wanted to carry all these things. And so let me do that, because it's never a bad idea to have an inventory that's just chock full of crafting materials back on the ship. Well, unfortunately, our mass grave doesn't really have anything good inside of it, so, like, I was hoping we'd maybe pick up something spicy from the mass grave. With these hold missions, always make sure that you loot these crates that are inside the objective rooms. They've got, like, really good stuff that you're gonna need to upgrade your ship as the game goes along. I don't know. It looks like one of the key items we got here is a penance plasma generator. This guy right here, you see one of these? Anybody carrying one of these is the first target that you should kill. I don't care how close the melee guys are to you. I don't care what other gun is on the battlefield. This gun right here, the Penance Plasma Generator, this guy right here is responsible for killing more of my clones than any other gun in the game, except for maybe that two-handed arc thrower that took us out earlier in the video. Like, there's certain weapons in this game you'll learn to recognize as the one-shotters. Like, the guns that end clones and just no longer make them breathing and alive, that's one of them. Watch out for that gun if you're a new player. That gun right there, very, very scary gun. Alright, having now looted every single crafting material I could possibly get off of every single body. That's really what defense and control missions are good for, is just stocking up your supply of crafting materials. Let's get out of here and call it a day. But this is Quasimorph. I think this game is utterly fantastic when it comes to customizability and sandboxes out there that I think rival something like Battle Brothers. This is one of those games that you remember things going wrong inside of, like your glorious last stand and how you died. Don't worry about that. In the beta right now, there are guns in the game that don't have a sprite yet, and that's just the symbol they use for guns that don't have a sprite yet because, once again, this is a beta branch. Not the branch that you'll be playing if you buy the Steam version, unless you choose to opt into it. But when it comes to the sheer breadth of items and stuff and customizability and ways that you can play this game any way that you personally want to, I do firmly believe that this is one of the best sandbox RPGs on Steam. Like, I think it deserves a rightful place next to something like Kenshi, next to something like Battle Brothers, next to something like Dwarf Fortress. This is an utterly, ridiculously good game. The only things that are wrong with it are just that it's really random. Sometimes even really good players die to a room. Like you saw it earlier. I opened that door. I got instantly shot with something that stunned me. Then the next enemy shot me with a quadruple lightning thrower that instantly one-shotted me while I was stunned. That was the sequence of events. It happened very, very quickly, so like a new player wouldn't have seen what happened right there. But I've been playing the game for a very, very long time, and so I saw the sequence of events unfolding the second the little stun icon went above my head. And so anyways, the game is very spiky in terms of when it comes to like balance. There's a lot of unbalanced stuff in this game, but the cool thing about it is all of the unbalanced stuff that the enemy has, you can loot off of their body, and now you have the unbalanced stuff. And so what's good for the gander is good for the goose in this game, which is rare. Like, normally developers give like all the good stuff to the bad guys, and then they really, really kind of hold you off with the good stuff yourself. Not this game. I have a rocket launcher over here that fires chlorine missiles that gas out rooms and instantly kill everyone. You know, like, I've got all kinds of fun toys in this game to play around with that the enemy had, and I took it off of their dead, steaming corpse. There's Gauss rifles. I mean, I have this right here, this thunder launcher that I have right here is the exact same one that torched me. You know, like, you can get all of the stuff that the enemy has, and so, like, if you can't beat them, join them. And that actually, I think, makes the game better because, like, yeah, dude, things are unbalanced and you die instantly sometimes, but there are other times when I take that same broken equipment into a mission and just absolutely starch everybody while cackling and laughing maniacally and stomping my feet on the ground. And, like, that's a very, very special gaming experience. And this game is, like, nowhere near done is the crazy part. Like, this game, I think, is going to be one of those passion projects that the developers just keep throwing things into forever. The big thing that they just added this time around is implants, actually. So there's implants. Now, if you click on this little icon right here, you can replace your body parts. I don't know how, I'd have to find them inside my inventory. There's one. So I've got a cortex stimulator. It's a head implant. It raises my crit chance by 5%. It gives me 20% more crit damage. And then it also makes it so that I have a 15% chance to get more addicted to stuff when I imbibe or when I drink alcohol or when I smoke cigarettes or whatever else. But that just means I've got to carry around like a whole bunch of preventatives with me. I will install that right now. Yeah, dude, that actually seems like a really, really helpful implant to have. But Quasimorph, check it out. This is one of those games that, like, I don't even know how many hours I have in it at this point. I think I'm up to something ridiculous like 125 or 130 hours, like 50 of which have been the last beta branch. And so this game is really, really marching its way towards being something incredibly special. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was yet again Quasimorph. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Sorry I haven't been uploading as much lately. My mom was in the hospital for kidney failure, and so we had the whole family on deck for like the last 2 weeks trying to take care of that and make sure that rides and surgeons and everything else were being consulted. And then on top of that, gaming is just not that compelling right now. I mean, there's just nothing to cover. Everything's a platformer. Everything's a Metroidvania. Everything's a card game. You know, everything is a cozy game. Everything is of a genre that I don't really like to play. And so the gritty stuff like this and like RimWorld and whatnot doesn't really seem to come out that frequently anymore. We've sort of hit this phase of indie game development where everybody's trying to make like the fastest flip around product they possibly can that maximizes their profit, and that means that casino roguelites and card games are like the king of that business model. Really, really unfortunate too, because like I would like to get back to the indie games of 2015 where there was something at least kind of interesting coming out every single week that was playing out with a new idea, but it looks like we're gonna have to wait for this trend to end. But yeah, I haven't been uploading for the first reason mostly, but the second reason is also that I just look at my inbox every day and it's like 70% card games, and I'm just like, I guess I'll take a day off. I don't know, man. There's nothing here that I would promote to any of you, and if I do make a video on it, I'm just gonna slam it the entire time, so I guess I'll just say nothing at all. You know, I'll see y'all later. Bye, folks.